chat?
Me.
So ready. All right. First up, co-parenting is something that can be super hard to navigate, as it is, but it can be even tougher when one parent makes significantly more money than the other. In fact, a recent article on Madame Noir recently tackled what to do when your ex has more money to spoil your kids than you do. The article says that this situation can cause added pressure on the parent who makes less due to the fact that their child, who doesn't know any better, could end up judging their parents based on who provides better gifts, activities, and discipline. So ladies, what should people do if their ex is spending extra on their child?
Wow. Oh, I'm so glad I ain't got no kids.
I know, huh?
I'm curious what you think.
Well, but the reality is there are a lot of psychology or psychologist rooms filled with children who think that their parents can buy them love.
Right.
The reality is you can't buy attention. You can't buy, affection. And to me, I think children choose over and over and over again when they're going through something, they'd rather be with you and spend quality time. So I would actually address that parent and be like, listen, look, I know you like to give them, gifts, but I don't want them to grow up having, that perception. I'd rather you spend that quality time with them instead of giving them just like tons of toys.
Or that expectation.
Yeah.
That like, oh, when I go with, with whoever, I'm gonna get a bunch of gifts, or I'm gonna get a bunch of toys, or I'm gonna get a really awesome experience. I think that, again, there is no price that can be placed on quality time that you spend with your children. But I do think that if I was a parent and somebody had more money than me, I would honestly be grateful that someone can do those amazing things for my child.
Yeah.
I think when you take the ego out of the situation and you're not becoming competitive as a parent, like, well, he got this for my kid and I only got this for my kid. Yo, take yourself out of it. Did the kid get the toy? Did the kid get to go to Disneyland? Did he get a dope experience? That's what it's about. Sometimes I think our egos get involved in, like, you see your kids, but at the end of the day, if that child is happy, and want to hear something even crazier, your child would look back and actually appreciate that you didn't let your ego stop them from having awesome experiences because it made you feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Instead,
Well, as an auntie, I've had this problem happen. I have one good friend who is divorced, and her husband makes a lot more than she does, and she was really concerned about it. And one day, when kids get a certain age, they think they fast, they think they know everything. That's when aunties step through. That's why it takes a village to raise kids, right?
Agreed.
And I let her know. I said, let me tell you something. Maybe your mama, she's working, she's doing the best she can, but she gave you life.
Yes.
You don't disrespect that at all. So I think you should just have a really truthful talk with your child to let them know about the finances and not try to weigh and use it against you. You have to have that talk with them.
I agree.
I feel so grateful that I grew up not having much money at all, but feeling like the richest kid in the planet because my parents really spent quality time with me. And as you get older, you notice now it's so hard to even nail down a time that you can meet with your friends or get that quality one-on-one time where you have a tea party with your kids or whatever it may be. So I love that I could have 0 toys, and as Cousin Jeannie, when I come over, we're gonna do something dope that you are never going to forget. Because when I look back in my memories, it was when my dad took me bike riding or had me play imaginary games like in the park or things like that. So when I show kids that today, they're blown away because kids don't know anything that's not digital.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you can bust out some imagination, you got the most creative kid in the planet like that.
Another thing that I see that's happening, me being an auntie, is that there are a lot of women and men that have different baby mamas, baby daddies. And specifically, like, say, for the mother, I have a friend, she has different babies. She has, like, 3. Okay. And all 3 of them are not wealthy. One is better than the other one. And then she has 3 different children. So it's harder. That concerns me even more than, if it was just one child involved, because now you have 3 different people that one dad for Christmas gave, Christmas gift to his child and not to the other children. So you really have to talk to your child and you have to establish, something so that that does not happen. I mean, it's not that man's responsibility to take care of the other 2 kids, but you don't, for Christmas, because it happened to me a long time ago. I ain't gonna start crying.
Okay.
Because I was a product of that.
Okay.
And so, I have to say, especially to mothers, to make sure that, especially when it's birthdays, when it's the holidays, things like that, that you somehow make sure that all the
of the
kids
kids,
are
yeah.
equally treated,
Yes.
you know, for sure, because that's just something that happens today, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
kids
think that's so
don't get it,
true.
you know.
Like, you know, I get what you're saying. Like, if you have, you go and you get your one kid,
Right.
you know, a bike for his birthday
Yeah.
or for Christmas, and the other child's dad doesn't even show up or doesn't get them
Right.
anything, that can make that child feel god awful. So again, I think it does happen to it goes down to a conversation, but not just with your kids. That's why it's so important to try to really co-parent and be civil as parents and adults.
Right.
Because I think if you had an honest conversation with that man, if he is civil as well, and you can have a real conversation that says, hey, look, I'm gonna try to do this for our child that we have together so that it is still in line with what I'm doing for my other child, so
Right.
that no one's made to feel bad. And if that other dad can't understand that, that's not cool.
Because I
Again,
remember when it happened to me.
you gotta consider these things.
I was about 7 years old. My brother is 13 years older than me, so he was like, what, about 13, you know? And it was one Christmas, and I remember my mom, she was saying, you know, I don't have enough money for the both of you, so I just bought some food, we're gonna have it. He
Yeah.
come New Year's Eve, knocking on the door with a bag full of stuff, and I was like, where's mine?
Yeah.
Now, that's the one thing about me. You know, I always been a big mouth. Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you could tell he totally forgot about me. I said, don't you ever forget about me again. I ain't here. You know what I'm saying? But I was that type of child. Every child is not like
Yeah.
that because he never forgot after
How
that.
did your mom handle that situation?
My mom was furious, but it was
Yeah.
nothing we could do. It was Christmas Eve. He had all these bags, and then he gonna hand me some T-shirts. I don't want no damn T-shirt.
Right?
In this sense, it sucks. But I'm actually thinking about it. Like, what if there was a really elaborate, crazy gift you wanted to give your son as a man? Let's just say, right? And there was some wild gift you wanted to give that child, but then they have another child that's not going to experience that
if
same
I
thing.
could afford to give my child an elaborate gift, I would, and I knew the situation, I would actually buy everyone.
That's what I think is the right
That's
thing
what
to
I
do.
But if it's a
If you can afford it,
Because they're going to find out. And that
Yeah,
would be scarring.
Or let you he can keep that gift over at his house.
Yes,
You don't bring
that-
it
or
over
have
here
the
to this
kid
house.
go to.
Yeah.
But kids
But,
Yeah, I
real
would
talk,
say
this still
the
gets
worst one when they
complicated.
find
for my
out.
birthday.
Yo, I'm
Yeah.
about to play devil's advocate. This
Okay.
still gets complicated.
Right.
So what if you have two fathers of your children, right?
Right.
One father is rich, one father is not.
Okay.
That child goes on weekends and spends and has, let's say he's a celebrity, he spends time with, sees NBA players and goes to courtside games, and the other kid goes to see his dad, and it's not that way. Like, they have two just completely different
That's
experiences
going
in
to be
life.
hard,
Man.
but I think it's the moms or the parents' responsibility to really teach that child. I mean, I've been to third world countries, right? They don't have, like shanty towns,
Yeah.
they don't have anything.
Yeah.
But they are the happiest people, one of the happiest people that I've
Yeah.
seen because
To not put value in that.
they don't put value in that. They put value in true love
Yeah.
and their family.
Yeah.
But as
That's
a
why
kid,
I'm trying to tell you, coming as the poor kid on the block, we had
No,
everything. I
yeah,
didn't
but
need
as
any
a
of
kid,
that.
could
It's
you
hard to
imagine?
teach
you
that.
would feel
I know.
bad. I would, if it was to me, I would really try my best to talk to my partner that's got some money and
Yeah.
say, hey, you know.
But what
he
if they
ain't-
don't? That's what she said. What
But
if
But
they're-
if you do hook up both my kids.
Yeah.
Right. If you could, or I can help pay. I can help pay
This
to cover the
sounds
other
complicated.
kid. You just really got to talk.
Communication
You know,
is key
that's
in
it.
all of
you
this.
gotta
That's
talk
what
and
we're
try
saying.
to work it out,
Yep.
and then let him go
Difficult.
off, and then maybe you spend some. Because it used to happen to me. Me and my mom had great time. We bonded together. We
Yeah.
were sitting at the TV, but we bonded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't as bad.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
You didn't
So-
feel like you were missing anything because
No.
your mom gave you love,
No.
and that's all you needed.
Exactly.
Got it.
Got you.
Exactly. So.
Now, speaking of doing too much, a recent article featured on the Muse wanted to find out if how much makeup a woman wears to work has any effect on her job performance. And it looks like it does, because a study done by Boston University and the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute found that women who wore a more professional look to the office were considered more capable than those who went au naturel. However, they suggest that you should still wear your makeup in a way that makes you feel proud and confident, because at the end of the day, those attributes will help you perform your job
Yes.
best. So do you think women should accept this study, or should they blush it off? What do you think when it comes to wearing makeup at work?
I think we have to be sensible. I think we gotta try to use a little bit of logic here. Now, we know the difference between coming in looking like you just rolled out of bed, there's still crust in your eyes and on your mouth.
Yeah.
That's just not presentable. So I don't have an issue with tons of makeup or no makeup at all. Do you look presentable? Do you look like you put some effort to look presentable? You look polished, you look clean? And can you do your job well? That's what I care about. I've seen girls that don't wear a stitch of makeup, pull their hair back, they look presentable,
Yeah.
they look clean, they look ready to do their job. I've also seen people that might want to wear foundation, contour, and 3 pairs of lashes, and guess what? They still look presentable. They still look clean. They can do their job. Now, we gotta be honest.
Yeah.
There are extremes.
Yeah.
There is the extreme of you look like you didn't even brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Or put a comb through your hair. And then there's the other extreme of glitter eyelashes and highlighter that's neon and, you know, neon
Right.
lipstick. Maybe not for a corporate set. You just gotta use just a little bit of
common
sensibility,
sense.
a little common sense.
I think sometimes though the
Yeah.
competition comes between women because if you let's be real. We sat here at this table and I didn't wear no makeup, no eyelashes, and all of y'all like beat to the gods like y'all always are. You're fabulous looking. There would be an issue, and that's what we're saying. I think that's the real issue is that women put pressure on themselves. So you have women that will wear a bunch of makeup and they look nice. It doesn't have to be a ton of makeup, but they look nice. So then you have the other woman that doesn't really wear a lot of makeup and she's natural and she gets judged by that. And men don't get judged by that. I used to work in an engineering office, and men would barely put moisturizer, wash their face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See,
But
I don't
women
like
put
that.
that on themselves, you know?
They're
Because there's some women that love makeup.
Yeah, of course. There definitely is a double standard, first of all. Like, men, they don't even notice if a man shaves or not, you know? So that's a whole different situation. It does suck that women are put under pressure to look a certain way. But I do agree that you gotta look like you put some effort into yourself. You gotta look
Yes.
like you woke up and you put some time into yourself, because it doesn't look to me like you put time into it to get to work. It looks like you care about yourself, and if you care about yourself, I know you're gonna care about your job.
Yeah.
And
Does
that's
that make
not always
sense?
about makeup.
Yes. Now, the second thing, though, I do think there's a slippery slope if you put on makeup just to keep in line with the other women around
Right.
you.
That's not
If
cool.
that's not naturally you, if you're not the type to sit there and beat your face into an Instagram filter, like, then don't do that.
Yeah.
Because you can see through that. And I also think that it's healthy to mix it up with wearing makeup and not wearing makeup. Because have you seen those people that wear a full beat every day to work, and then when they don't come, you think something's wrong with
Yeah,
them?
you look like
That
a whole
is
different
horrible.
person.
That's not okay either.
Yeah,
I
you
think-
should be able to recognize me if I decide to
Yes.
come here with not so much.
But mix it up. For example, I'm just gonna bring up
Like your work ID still got to match your face. The security person can't be like, I'm sorry, this is not you.
What do you think, Tam?
No, I'm trying to think because I'm naturally a person who doesn't like makeup.
Yeah.
You guys know.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I won't look presentable. I'll put on some mascara, I'll put on some lip gloss, and also I'm thinking of the moms at my kids' school when they're in their work clothes. There are some nurses. There are some police officers.
Yeah.
They don't have makeup on. Maybe they feel like it'll get in the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not going to judge a person whether they have makeup on or they don't. For me, I'm going to judge how you do your job and how you feel. If you feel
it.
good without makeup on and you're going to kill your job, do it. If you feel good with all the makeup on, even with a little contour, go do your thing. But I'm not going to judge that.